get asked a lot of questions and emails asking me how to tie the Ltd Sedge. I've been using for about 3-4 years now. So I'm going to show people what I've been using at the moment with this. This is a Partridge SLD size 16, very much like the Tiemco 103BL. First thing, I'm going to be using Semperfly thread, very strong thread. I use this for all my tying. It's olive green. It doesn't really matter the colour on this pattern what you use. So I'm just going to have touching turns all the way down to the point of the hook. If you find that I'm winding the wrong way than most of you do in your tying, it's because I watched Oliver Edwards when I first learned to tie, and that's how he goes, and I'm stuck in it now. So we tie down to the point. The next point on this, we're going to do an orange egg sac. This is with Tiemco Aero Wing orange. I find it's the best colour, very bright. The natural Sedge has got an orange egg sac and it's very bright if you ever see one. Some of them are green, but a lot of them are orange. This can act as a trigger. This is a method now for tie this end that I was shown by John Peterson from one of the fish on team. So I'll show you what to do with this. What you do, if you can see, you twist the thread till you get a little solid sack. Tie it in at the base. This egg sac wasn't in the standard Ltd, but it's an added extra. I don't use it all the time, but I find it as a good trigger. We're not just making an attractor with the orange, it's actually in the natural. So that's my first of tying that in. The next, I'm going to dub the usual one. The standard one I used was a Masterclass, which was number 28. It was 28. No, it wasn't 28. It was 7. I think it was 17. Masterclass is a great dubbing material. It's got all the different colours you need. I'm not big on colours, not on sedges anyway, so that was what I used before. I still do use it now, but today I'm going to be using a bit of squirrel. This is what my old mentor John Tyzak, he uses squirrel for a lot of his patterns, and I brought it into this sedge. I don't really think it matters what dubbing you use as long as it's got that buggy effect. So dub on nice and tight, really tight. Some people find it hard dubbing with squirrel. It just takes some getting used to. Made a bit of a hash of that there, but I'm not particularly bothered, I can soon put it right. So basically we're dubbing just to behind the eye. There you go. Next we need 2 plumes of CDC, depending what size hook I'm using. I put more plumes on. This is a size 16, it's quite small, about the standard size I use CDC. Match them up together, flat side, and place on the hook. You don't want the CDC, the end of the CDC going past the hook bend. That's one mistake I see a lot of people making. If you're going right past there, you might as well tie it on a size 12. Keep it to match the size of the hook. You can go slightly past, if I want to go slightly past. Tie in a couple of turns. Snip off. And if you see me turning my thread, it's because this Tiemco separates, and then when you spin the thread it brings it back together. Very strong thread this is. So that's the first part done. The next part is some coastal deer hair. This I sourced from a friend of mine, Brian, one of the lads in the Ltd Syndicate. I'm not sure where he had it from, but you don't have to stack it, use a deer stacker. It's very level anyway, and it's a very small pinch. You get used to how much you use, but this has got one point to be in the fly. It is important, and that's to make it float. The fish don't really see it because the fish are seen underneath the CDC, and they obviously the squirrel. But with this, same again, just past the bend, only slightly. Hold it in place. This is where people mess up now. You go a couple of soft wraps. You've got to keep it above the eye so it doesn't tighten into it. Not too much. A couple of wraps again. Tighten in. And there you've got it. It'll splay up in the air, which is not a problem. Trim off. This stuff, I use it in everything I do on the Sedges. Floats so well. You can fish this fly all day long and it won't sink. Next, which is a big trigger for the Ltd, that never gets used, and a lot of sedge patterns, is Coq de Leon. Quite expensive, but it lasts for years. Take 2 strands and separate them. Get 1. These are the antennas for the sedge, which is on the natural. A lot of people don't use them. I've tied the Ltd without using them and with. People ask me, does it make a difference? I could never tell you, but I know for sure it adds to the footprint of the fly, and it could be the difference between a fish or not, in my view. You look at underneath the fly when these antennas are on. Do them quite big, don't be probably as long as the fly itself, and natural again. So tight on the side, we're not tying on at the buff, we're tying on the side. A couple of turns, and the other side, same again. We'll go over the top here and get them absolutely smack on. The natural's not the neatest fly ever. There you go, I've tied them in. Snip that by a squirrel. So you can tell it's coming together. the next point, I get some, I can find it. For the thorax I use squirrel again, but a red squirrel. Very fine and spiky this, isn't it? It's very easy to dub. Use the front end, it's got a bit of a reddy colour. And this is my thorax. I sourced the red squirrel from in the back of my garden. It was from Lakeland, I think. So, a couple of wraps of the red squirrel. You see, let's give it a little different shade on the front thorax. Right. Next, I'm going to tie off with my tying off tool. I got this tool from the Fly Fair recently. Very easy than all these other tools they make. Simple. Bollocks, I messed that one up. Sign that in and snip off, and there you go, sort of there. As you can see there, you've probably got a bit too much dubbing on. You can manoeuvre around the fly and trim it up. As you can find on the natural, I find that all the bush is all at the front end here on the natural sedge. The back end there is not as bushy, so what I sometimes do is, you see that, trim off the back end so the orange egg sac can be seen. And then I've got my it's looking quite alright. Then I've got my Orvis little wire tool for bushing out. So on the thorax I give it a nice little bush, nice and spiky. And there you go. That is the Ltd Sedge. I've changed bits over the years with it. Obviously the squirrel I've bought into it. I still use